Hello, I wish you a good day and good time, whether you watch me in the morning or at night or in the evening. This is gonna be about nurseries and academies. If you are going to start your own personal project that you want to open a nursery or lead an academy in Egypt or any other place, how could you care for it? How could you build the hierarchy of it? And how could you design the programs and filing system for these students? Let's start nurseries and academy. Ideas for leading academic work in nurseries and academies by me, Mr. Assam Mahfouz. Of course, you have to start with the academic office. The academic office is going to lead the nursery or lead the academy, and it should, if you are going to start with the not that large number, you need to have at least 3 departments and 3 leaders or sub-leaders, learning process assistant and co-curricular assistant and achievement and communication assistant. The first one is responsible for students' achievement and learning process. The second one is related to the programs that you are going to support the curriculums with it, the co-curricular assistant, and this is actually one of the most important things trained us in and strategies in teaching. And number 3, achievement and communication assistant. These are at least 3 persons should work in the nursery or the academy in the beginning, and of course they can be teachers, and you give them more functions and more titles in order to parallel the institute or the academy. The work perspective is actually related to the hierarchy and the discipline and the system you build in the academic office. So you will find the 3 departments: learning process, non-classroom activities, which is known as co-curricular activities too, and the learning difficulties and the other problem might face the nursery or the academy. Number 1, school subjects learning process. The department, the first department, should care for the learning process, for the main aspects of the learning process. So we can call it learning process department or school subjects department. It should care for teachers' performance, the cumulative planning of curriculum, and how you build and develop the students' skills and abilities year after year, month after month. And this is very important actually. This is would make the process fruitful and useful. Creativity, novelty, and varieties, how they introduce, how they present, how they deal, how they develop skills, how do they deal with the curriculums. Actually, all curriculums, all of them are well designed, are profitable, and are very useful and fruitful. The problem, how the teachers are going to deal with this curriculum or present this curriculum or help students to have an approach to this curriculum. Number 3, main skills development, especially for languages, for math, for science. For the skills, if they are very young, before 3 years, they need to develop a type of main skills for and caring for senses and main skills. Number 4, students' achievement and progress. This is very important. You should not work and you are not observing whether the students are achieving progress or not. You have to observe, you have to rank students, you have to know the problems, you have to have diagnostic and the placement tests in order to know the problems facing the students. Students ranking means you need to know the levels, you need to know the point of weakness, you need to know the point of strength, and you have to know your students very well. And teachers should do this, and you have to observe this. If the teacher is able to do this, he's going to be a great one. If he is not able to know or to examine the students, that means it will be difficult to change him or to develop his skills. Teachers, parents, communications, this is very important. You should give feedback, recent feedback about their absence, about their level, about their progress, about the school subjects they have problem with. Low achievement students progress, this is very important. Of course, you have good students and you have low students. If you have low students, low achievement students, you have to pay much attention. You should form remedial programs, and this is very important. And this is essential. It could be developed and evaluated and developed for more ideas. And of course, all these aspects to be evaluated through continuous evaluation register by the responsible, the headmaster or the responsible of the academy. Varieties of activities, students. This is related to co-curricular activities. You have to design many programs to introduce and to present the curriculum in many different ways in order to be sufficient for all types of students. Students' involvement, you should be sure that all the students are involved. If you are going to produce a song or present a song, all the students should participate. If you are going to do a reading program, all the students should get involved with. Writing programs, any program you present should be for all the students, not for some of them. Fruitful educational targets. This is very important. You have to put a type of targets that you can measure. For example, students be able to present something, students be able to express ideas, students be able to count, students be able to identify, students be able to classify, students be able to manage, to express. This is really important because this is going to give you a sign or give you an indicator whether your program is successful or not. Staff cooperations, this is very important because you have to decide whether the staff is going to cooperate or compete together. And of course, cooperation will help the institute to move forward and to develop. Financial budget, you have to set your financial budget according to your level of the area, according to the class of the students you attract to the nursery, and according to your targets or financial targets. Parents' feedback, this is very important, and actually if they feel satisfied with the feedback you present to parents, they will never leave you, they will never go to another one. Trips, this is very important, especially for STEAM programs and for science and for actually for everything, in order to let the students see the world and practice and identify and know and learn through life, not through books and papers, and not inside a closed classroom would just not give them the chance and will not allow them to learn or to have different experiences. To be evaluated by higher deputy members, this is also going to be evaluated by the owner of the academy. Number 3, learning difficulties. This is very important. You have to decide from the beginning if you are going to accept some students who suffer a type of problems or cognition problem or skills problem or autism or that type. Some accreditation obligate schools in order to accept them. Okay, because they consider that if you don't take this or you don't accept that type of students, this is against or a type of discrimination. You should change it in your school, and you should accept any kind of students. Learning difficulties actually it depends on mainly diagnostic sessions. This is very important. Diagnostic sessions. You should have a good teacher who look, observe, watch, and know very well what is the problem with him, with the student. If he cannot hold the pen or the pencil in the right way, if he is not making good use of his eyes, if he is not, if he has a problem with the manner of articulation or the his tongue or his ear or his eyes. So this is very important. And of course, after you have these diagnostic sessions and you know well what is the problem with the students, you need number two to have extra remedial programs and the plans and the activities to help the students who has the student who has a problem in order to develop his skill or to take a step forward. Ranking students is very important. You have to know which one is going to be number one, which one is going to be belong to level one, level two, and level three. In order to work to move level three to two and two to one and one to keep him in that advanced rank. Parents communication, this is very important, and it's crucial when you are talking about learning difficulties or students having certain problem. If they have certain problem, parents should know. You have to be sure and officially tell the parents about the problem. If they need glasses or if they need to go to a hospital or take medication, you have to suggest about the program which they might follow. Occupational therapy, this is if they have a problem, and we should be sure that the students are able to do the main functions, how they feed themselves, they clean themselves, they wear their clothes. This is what we mean with occupational therapy. And the parallel programs, actually, when we have many different students, we have to follow many different programs in order to give a good service for students. I wish this is a good beginning for Nurseries and Academy. I wish it help you and be fruitful and have a good time. Thank you.